Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best hybrid camera.
Starting at number 5.
Nikon Z8. The Nikon Z62 previously had a spot in this guide, and for good reason. It offered decent hybrid specs for enthusiasts, but the 4K 60p footage was cropped, and it didn't have an articulating screen, limiting its appeal for serious video and vlogging uses. By contrast, the Z8 is a much more advanced, expensive alternative, but it's the best Nikon camera overall, and one of the best hybrid cameras you can get. The 45.7MP full-frame sensor almost rivals the Sony A1, and for video, there's up to 8K 60p video recording or 8K 30p with an impressive 2-hour record limit. That's better than the flagship EOS R5. Action photographers and wildlife photographers will also be well served by the 120 frames per second continuous shooting speed, while the autofocus can recognize a huge range of subjects. Design-wise, our expert reviewer found the Z8 borrows much of its form factor and handling characteristics from the Nikon Z850, widely considered to be the best all-around DSLR ever made. It's got lots of direct access controls, a tilting LCD, still not as good as a fully articulating screen, and a fully weather-sealed magnesium body for excellent durability outdoors. While we tested the Z8's autofocus on animals, we found it fell just short of rivals like the Canon EOS R5 and Sony's A1. It's still formidable, but not class-leading.
Coming at number 4.
Fujifilm XS20. The Fujifilm XS20 is the natural upgrade to the Fujifilm XS10, a take-anywhere camera that I loved as an alternative to my bulky full-frame model. It costs more than the XS10 but improves on it in almost every way. For more serious content creation, you get 6.2K 30 frames per second video with full subject tracking, and there's a new vlog option on the mode dial for easy access to functions like product priority mode, which can switch focus between your face and products that you're presenting to an audience. On autofocus, the XS20's deep learning AI technology automatically detects and tracks a broader range of subjects than before, and our reviewer found it very snappy across all subjects. The camera almost instantly locked onto targets, and the human subject tracking modes work excellently, with the camera picking up the eyes and faces of subjects nearly without fail. They also praised the camera's comfortable design, and although the electronic viewfinder isn't the sharpest or brightest of the cameras in the guide, it's still clear and smooth. Something increasingly rare, but still useful for stills, is the pop-up flash built into the top of the viewfinder. With the XS20 you get the usual range of brilliant Fujifilm film simulations to replicate a classic analog look in camera, which can be applied to photos and videos. You can even use them while live streaming or using the XS20 as a webcam. This is the Fujifilm hybrid to beat, and while it doesn't fulfill a specific niche, I can see it appealing to a huge range of enthusiasts thanks to its gorgeous 26.2MP image quality, compact size, straightforward controls, and excellent battery life, around 700 shots. For hybrid creators who like classic styling, the XS20 is a gorgeous choice.
At number 3.
Nikon Z50. The Nikon Z50 is a perfect hybrid shooter for anyone looking to expand their creative opportunities but is limited by budget. Nikon has made some savings by eliminating a few components you would find in higher-end cameras, such as image stabilization. That means you'll need a lens with some IS built-in if you want to get the most from your videos. This APS-C camera performs in the image department, with an excellent 20.9MP sensor for stills, Nikon's well-regarded hybrid autofocus system from its higher-end cameras, 11 frames per second shooting, and some impressive low-light capabilities thanks to a native ISO range of ISO 100-51-200. But it doesn't let up on the video thanks to video recording in 4K up to 30 frames per second using the whole sensor, so there's no unwieldy video cropping, which can't be said for some of its rivals. The Z50 is designed to be small and agile. I find it ideal for travel and street shooting, but appreciate that you still get an electronic viewfinder if you like framing that way. Our reviewer praised the Z50's ergonomic design and found that its deep grip paired well with the 16 to 50 mm kit lens for a well-balanced combination. They also pointed to a potential flaw: the touchscreen flips by 180 degrees to sit below the camera for selfies and vlogging, but would be obscured if the camera were mounted on a tripod. However, you are still left with a robust and modern set of features that will please almost any casual user or would-be influencer. The Z50 is cheaper and lighter than full-frame Z models, but it's compatible with Z-mount lenses for greater versatility. To get the most from the system, I'd recommend pairing it with the 16 to 50 mm pancake kit lens, which is super slim and has a full mechanical zoom.
Number 2 of my list.
Panasonic Lumix. The Panasonic Lumix G52 is several years old, but one of the best value hybrid cameras on the market right now. Why? The first GH5 was widely regarded as one of the best consumer video cameras you could buy, and the second generation is only an improvement on that for video producers. Unlike the full-frame S5 IIX above, the GH52 has a smaller micro Four Thirds sensor, which is easier to stabilize for video. You also get C4K/4K UHD up to 60p video, and wireless streaming support. The GH52's high-end video features include vectorscope and waveform monitoring. These are both found in the EOS R5C and prove Panasonic's dedication to making professional video. However, using the GH52 isn't necessarily a steep learning curve. The menu system is excellent, and a model of clarity both in its organization and its appearance, said our reviewer, also praising how the camera focus shifts smoothly and silently for video. They also said that the Lumix GH52 is hard to fault for stills photography. Its 20MP MFT sensor places limits on the resolution and high ISO performance, but our lab tests often show that MFT sensors hold their own against larger APS-C sensors. The 6.5-stop IBIS produced sharp images with 0.5 seconds and 1 second exposures, meaning you can push the camera in low light if that's something you need. Many users will likely be put off by the GH52's chunky build, but I'd counter this by saying it helps it stay balanced with premium zoom lenses. Compared to many of the hybrid cameras on this list, the specs don't break any boundaries. But it adds up to more than the sum of its parts for stills and video shooters, particularly if you're on a budget.
And number 1.
Panasonic Lumix S5. The Panasonic Lumix S5 IIX is a mid-range hybrid camera in the same market sector as the Sony A7 IV and Canon EOS R6 II. It's almost identical to the Panasonic Lumix S5 II, an already competent hybrid camera and the previous all-rounder in this guide. I'd recommend reading our Panasonic Lumix S5 II vs S5 IIX article to compare the two more fully. Essentially, the S5 IIX offers extra features for video users at a modest price increase. The S5 II and S5 IIX give you truly unlimited 4K/60p 4:2:2 10-bit recording internally, S&Q 4K/60p, a high-speed 60 frames per second, and FHD/180p, as well as up to 6K, full sensor readout video recording, making them highly versatile cameras for content creation. On top of this, the S5 IIX lets you record straight to external SSD devices, record video with less compression, and stream live to YouTube and Facebook. Both variations are the first Lumix cameras to feature phase hybrid autofocusing, combining PDAF with contrast detect AF to provide 779 area metering. This means they're adept at detecting and tracking subjects, especially in low light and backlit scenarios. For stills, our reviewer was struck by the amount of data the camera retains in the shadows and highlights, and found that it could deliver clean frames in dark situations. And while they praised the tough magnesium build and articulating screen, they found the battery was the only real pain point when shooting video or a mix of photos and video. With 30 frames per second maximum burst shooting, 2 SD card slots, a full-frame 24.2MP sensor, and epic video potential, the S5 IIX is the perfect choice if you're looking for a hybrid camera capable of capturing excellent stills while enabling a pro-level video workflow.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.